Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we are breaking down a single match that is absolutely going to captivate the globe. This Sunday, July 19th, 2026, the undeniable kings of global football will collide under the lights of the New York, New Jersey Stadium. We're going to unpack exactly how we arrived at this historic moment. Let's get started. Okay, let's dive right into this. In one corner, you've got Argentina. They're the reigning World Cup champions, and they're chasing an incredible feat, becoming the first nation in over 60 years to successfully defend their title. In the other corner, you have Spain. Fresh off their 2024 Euros victory, they're chasing a second-ever World Cup title and a super rare continental and global double. This is a monumental collision between the absolute best on Earth. Here's our roadmap to kick off. We'll briefly look at the new 48-team format, dive into Messi and Argentina's resilience, trace Spain's surgical path to the final, examine this poetic generational clash between the superstars, and finally look at the tactics and historic stakes. Let's start with Section 1, the biggest World Cup ever, or as we should probably call it, the 48-team gauntlet. To really understand this final, you have to realize that the journey looks a lot different now. With the tournament expanding to 48 teams, the 8 best third-place finishers now join the top 2 from the groups to advance. And this created a brand new knockout round, the round of 32. So to reach Sunday's final, Argentina and Spain had to survive an additional, totally exhausting, do-or-die match that literally no previous finalists ever had to face. What's truly staggering here is just the sheer scale of the event. We're talking 48 teams and 104 matches, spread out across the massive geographic footprint of the USA, Mexico, and Canada. Spanning 39 grueling days, this tournament has taken an extraordinary physical and mental toll on every single player stepping onto that pitch this Sunday. Moving on to Section 2, Messi and Argentina's resilience. Let's look at exactly how the defending champions survived and fought their way back to this ultimate stage. 39. That is Lionel Messi's age right now. Think about that for a second. At an age where almost no elite footballer is still performing at the absolute top of the international game, Messi is out there carrying his nation on his shoulders. Literally, just by stepping onto the pitch in this tournament, he became the first player in the entire history of men's football to appear in 6 separate World Cups. No one has ever done that. And, he isn't just showing up for a victory lap, he is completely shredding the record books. In the group stage, he pushed past Miroslav Klose to become the outright all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history with over 20 goals. He became the first player ever to score in 7 consecutive World Cup matches, the oldest to score a hat-trick against Algeria, and he enters Sunday leading the Golden Boot race with 8 goals. It's just unprecedented statistical dominance. But it's not just about cold numbers, right? As Argentina's manager Lionel Scaloni perfectly captured, saying, Messi will always be remembered as the greatest, and it'll be extremely difficult for anyone to match what he's done. The human emotion behind this run is massive. Messi has been the architect of nearly everything Argentina has done going forward. I mean, it culminated in that inch-perfect cross to Lautaro Martinez for a dramatic stoppage time winner against England in the semifinal. It's been a pure survival run fueled by absolute brilliance and late-game chaos. So let's pivot to Section 3, Spain's historic defensive run. To understand the other side of this collision, we have to trace the European champion's surgical path. For Spain, the crucial takeaway really boils down to one single solitary number: 1. They have conceded only 1 goal across 7 matches at the biggest tournament on the planet. That historically impressive defensive lockdown is the absolute bedrock of everything they've built this summer. Looking at their journey, it is incredibly surgical. They started a bit slow with a scoreless draw against Cape Verde, but then they caught fire. A commanding 3-0 win over Austria, a tight 2-1 quarterfinal over Belgium, which was the only time they allowed a goal, by the way, and then an absolute masterpiece in the semifinal, completely dismantling Kylian Mbappe in France 2-0 to cruise right into the final. This brings us to Section 4, a clash of 2 generations. Because beyond the teams themselves, this final is a poetic collision between 2 individuals whose stories are deeply, almost eerily connected. 19. That is the age of Spain's superstar Lamine Yamal. He just turned 19 days before this final. By stepping onto the pitch on Sunday, he becomes the 3rd youngest player to ever feature in a men's World Cup final. He already became the youngest player to score in this World Cup, registering his first goal exactly 14 days younger than the age Messi scored his own first World Cup goal. And this brilliantly illustrates just how poetic this matchup really is. In 2006, Messi debuted at the World Cup. Just a year later, in 2007, Yamal's family won a charity raffle, and baby Lamine Yamal was actually part of a UNICEF promotional photo shoot, being held in the arms of a young Lionel Messi. Almost 20 years later, that baby and that legend are going to face off directly on the grandest stage the sport has to offer. I mean, you genuinely could not write a better script.
Finally, Section 5, Tactics, Stakes, and Predictions. It is time for the ultimate showdown. Let's look at how this match will actually be fought on the pitch.
It all starts with the men on the touchline. For Argentina, you have Lionel Scaloni. Once doubted by Diego Maradona himself, he transformed this team, ended a 28-year drought, and is now chasing extremely rare back-to-back titles. For Spain, Luis de la Fuente. He built deep, long-standing trust by coaching the squad through the youth system for years. He selects purely on form over club pedigree, and he's chasing a historic double.
Looking at their tactical DNA, we see a totally fascinating clash of styles. Argentina thrives on late-game resilience. Their capacity to find a higher gear in stoppage time is just unmatched, driven, of course, by Messi's creative brilliance. Spain, on the flip side, relies on early surgical control. Anchored by Rodri, they build on a suffocating press and prefer to methodically seize the advantage early. It's a genuine battle between controlled chaos and unyielding discipline. Neutral experts agree the margins here are razor thin, and this could easily go to extra time or even penalties. And what makes this so incredibly special is the history, or really, the lack of it. Despite being two of the most decorated footballing cultures on Earth, they haven't played each other in a World Cup since 1966. 60 years later, they meet again. And remarkably, they have never faced each other in a final to decide a major senior championship until this Sunday. Whichever nation lifts the trophy will achieve something bordering on the impossible. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Who will make history on Sunday? Will Messi cement his legacy as a two-time champion? Or will Yamal usher in a brand new Spanish golden generation? This match literally has every ingredient required to be the greatest World Cup final ever played. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and enjoy the final.